Welcome to my live. Kindly type in the chat where you're joining. Welcome. Thank you for dropping by. I'm Stella. Welcome to my live. Kindly state in the chat where you're joining from. Welcome to my live. Kindly state where you're joining from. I'm so happy that you dropped by. My name is Stella, and I'm streaming from South Sudan, Juba. Today is my second time joining live. Normally, I'm not with live streaming, but today I felt like I should come up here and try to show a face, introduce a bit of, to introduce myself and share a bit of my story. Hi, welcome to my live. Kindly state where you're joining from. My name is Stella and I'm streaming from South Sudan. I'm so happy that you are able to drop here today. Nothing special, just wanted to introduce myself and share a bit of my story. As a long distance parent, I know that is something complicated for other people to understand because not so many mothers operate from a distance. I'm a humanitarian worker. Hi, welcome to my life. Welcome to my life. Welcome to my life. You're most welcome. I thank you so much for dropping by. If you could state where you're joining from. My name is Stella. I'm a long distance mother, a wife, and a humanitarian worker. I'm up here to just share a brief to introduce myself and to share a bit of my story. If you would be kind enough to state where you're joining from, that would be awesome. Thank you so much for your time and for dropping by. Thank you for dropping by. Welcome to my life. If you're kind enough to just state where you're joining from, I would appreciate that. My name is Stella, and I'm streaming from Juba. It's in South Sudan, Africa, actually. Thank you so much for dropping by. Hi, welcome to my life. Thank you so much for dropping by. My name is Stella. Hi, dear. Thank you so much for dropping by. I appreciate that much. That so much. If you could just state where you're joining from, that would be awesome. My name is Stella, and I'm streaming from South Sudan, Juba, and that is in South Sudan. That is Africa. I'm here to share a bit about myself and to introduce to share about a brief of my story. I am a long distance mom. I know people are used to hearing long distance marriage relationship, but I am a long distance mom. I have 6 children, and I'm a humanitarian worker, and I'm always in the field. And my youngest is 10 months, and we are apart from each other. And I'm here to share a bit of my story. This channel is basically all about faith, share ideas, experiences, and stories with others out there. Thank you, Wand of Shadow. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You're actually the first person to have subscribed to me through a live. This is my second time coming up. I'm not very, if you can just tell that I'm not very, it's not my thing. I'm not so confident about it. I'm just trying. Yeah. Thank you so much. No, I am from South Sudan, a small country in Africa. We just got our independence in 2011. We've had a lot of political issues. Even currently, we are still not stable. For that reason, 75% of parents in South Sudan are operating from a distance. Our children, family members are all in the neighboring countries. Oh, nice. You're from, you're, good. Is it normal for parents in Philippines to stay away from their children? Is it a normal thing for other people? Because for us, it has been normal because of our context. But what I don't know is if it's a normal thing for other countries to operate from a distance as parents. And it's not an life has actually taken me through the borders of, challenges, emotionally, physically, spiritually. But by God's grace, where I'm still standing. Yeah. So this space is basically just to share about, the experience of being a long distance parent, a long distance wife, a long distance everything. If you can hear the background is very quiet. I have 6 children, by God's grace, 4 boys and 2 baby girls. Yeah. And I always visit them like once in 6 weeks. And I would always go for about, a week or so. So I don't know if it's the same thing that happens to other people out there. And it's one of the things that has actually made me, create this channel, just to share my story. And I've been operating like this for 15 years now. I'm actually making 15 years operating from a distance. Once in a while, I do go home And my husband works in a different country, I work in a different country, and our children live in a different country. We based in Uganda, I am in South Sudan, and my husband works in Nigeria. We call ourselves remote family because we open air. I don't know if other people, so if you know of experiences like this, it's not a joke. Yeah, I know. So I've been thinking about YouTube for a very long time, just connect with other people, people who are going through the same kind of experience, being long distance moms and probably long distance, I don't know, partners, wives. But I think I've been busy, and probably I was also afraid. I didn't know what to expect. I started this YouTube, I joined 2012, but it took me, I don't know how many years. I started being active last year, and it has been difficult. I am a believer, yeah, a wife and a mom, but just that I do not live with my children. Yeah, it's not like a do or die thing to be on YouTube, but I would love to know how other people, if there are other people out there who are experiencing or going through the kind of experiences that I have. For someone who has been operating as a long distance mom for 14 years, for 15 years, I would say that I have kind of an expatriate or skilled or probably knowledge on how to live away from a family and ensure that they are in good condition. And that's why I joined YouTube. And my country, YouTube is not paid in my country. And the reason why I joined is just because I have a passion for what I am going through. In my office, I code long distance program for my staff members, and we share a lot about how to cope, how to stay grounded spiritually, when there are challenges, emergency cases, how do you resolve, how do you build, a strong support system. Yes, basically that is it. Not for monetary purposes. Because if it were, I would have done that long time ago. Imagine I joined 2012, and it is only 2014 that I started being active, and I am really not consistent. If you can through my profile, I haven't been consistent. I'll be in, out, and things like that. But at least now I am a little bit trying to put effort to connect, especially, and see if there are people who are going through the same kind of experience, and to just encourage and give a support, and to share what I have gone through, how it has worked for me. And there are days when it is really bad, when children get into accidents. My son broke his leg one of the times when we were away. It was quite challenging. He had to go through an operation in our absence, and as a mother, and he's just 8. By then he was 8 years old, no, 9 years old. He had to attend to do his undergo an operation for his leg in our absence. That was the toughest moment for us. We had to coordinate the whole process, the admin part of it, the payment, insurances. We had to coordinate that on virtually. Literally, we were on call until the operation is done. So those are some of the experiences that I have had, and I would love to share that with others if there are people of the same kind of experiences. And it's not easy, I will tell you. And I have people coming up to us, asking my husband, myself, why would you people leave your children alone, and how sure are you? And by the way, our kids are not in the hands of like relatives or anything. They are in the hands of nannies, and our relatives probably will just drop in if there is an important something issue to be handled or something like that. But we have entrusted complete strangers to live with our children, not because we want them or we want to, how do I say, put their lives in danger, but because we've got to do what we have to do. So if there is anyone out there, how old are you? Oh, I am 43. I am 43 years old. I have 6 children. My first is making 20 years in July. And my youngest is months old. And I am 43. Yeah? You ought not to have said 6 children. I am older. You can't expect someone with 6 children to be young, right? That will not be right. Especially if your first is 20 years. Yeah? I don't know if I am pronouncing if I can pronounce your name. Tijed? It's difficult to pronounce your name. So tell me, what's your story? I am a humanitarian worker, by the way. I work for one of the biggest organizations in the world. We are saving lives. I've just come back from work. It's late. Where I am right now, it is about 7:39 p.m. in the evening. Yeah, your story. What's your story? If you're kind enough to share. Your dream story. Be nice. Please explain your dream story. Are you a parent? Do you have children? I have children. Do you have children? Are you married? Sorry, I'm asking kind of personal questions. I just want to get to know you more since you're my first subscriber. Yeah? I see someone has dropped in. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Stella. I am a long-distance humanitarian worker and a mother and a wife, and I live very far from my children. I visit them once in 6 weeks. It's not something that I am proud of, but life takes sometimes where you don't expect to be. I've never dreamt of being away from my children before, but here I am right now, 50 and counting, and I've been away from my children. Life has taken us through, hell brought us back, but by God's grace, we are still standing. I would appreciate if you could just drop in the chat where you are joining us from. I am streaming from Juba, South Sudan, one of the youngest nations in the whole world. We just got our independence 2011. We are not very famous kind of people. But if you know of these tall, dark people, that is where I come from. You haven't yet told me about your dream story. Are you there? Or you're still typing? Hey, welcome. I see someone has joined us. Welcome. So happy to have you here. My name is Stella, and I am up here to just give a brief introduction of myself on YouTube. YouTube is completely new. I'm a beginner, a joiner, and I'm up here to just share my story being a long distance mom, wife, and a humanitarian one. I've been operating as a long distance mom for about 15 years now. It has been a challenge, but by God's grace, I am happy to be here and share with the world some of the things that has worked for us, those ones that didn't. Age 20 years old. My name is Faith. Wow. Are you a Christian, Dove? Because you said your name is Faith. I'm a believer. I'm 110% believer. I believe in Jesus. Faith Young. Oh, nice. Thank you so much for joining. Those who are just dropping in, my name is Stella, and this space is based about faith, family, and resilience. I'm a long distance mom. Anyway, I'm tired of typing. Okay. Don't type then, just summarize, put key points. Have a good day. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate you for coming. Yeah, bye, dear. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. God bless you. Yeah, thank you very much. God bless you. You will be rewarded. Yeah. For those of us who are remaining, my name is Stella Monoja. I'm left with about 15 minutes. I'm extremely exhausted. I just came back from work and I said, I must do this. For 1 week, I've been told I will go live. And finally, today being a Friday, I said, today, let me not disappoint myself first. And I said, let me just go live. Yeah. Hi. Thank you for dropping by. Oh, you're back. What happened? I thought you left. I have something to tell. Please tell me. I have the answer. Yeah, just give keyword. I don't want you to overtype. Personally, I don't like typing, so keywords. Thank you so much for dropping by. For those who are just joining in, it's ... It's what? I am so happy that today I'll to talk to you. and you kept me company. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. Planet Shadow. I get what you're saying, and definitely when I get offline, I will. Yes. And thank you so much. Yeah. I'll get in touch, definitely. And I'm praying for you too. I would like to check your profile out and understand you better. Just to find out who you are. I would like to know more about you. You're quite interesting. Yeah, thank you so much. Hi. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Thank you very much for dropping by. Appreciate it. I was actually waiting for you. If you will be very kind enough to just drop in the chat where you're joining from, I would appreciate that. Oh, you're shy. Somebody's shy and ran away. Hi. For Thanks you for dropping by. What's your name, please, if you don't mind? Kindly state where you're joining from. Thank you for dropping by. Kindly state where you are joining from. Hi. Hi there. Would you like to chat? Where are you joining from? My name is Stella. You're two of you. Would you be kind enough to just drop where you're joining from in the chat box? I would appreciate that so much. I'm very new on YouTube. Today is my second time coming live. And I'm up here to basically share a bit of my story as a long distance mom, a wife, and a humanitarian worker. I would love to know if it is something that is common with any with people outside of South Sudan. I'm actually streaming from South Sudan, that's in Africa. I'm in the capital city, Juba. We are a very young nation. We just got our independence in 2011. 75% of the parents in South Sudan operate from a distance due to political issues. Our context is kind of very hard. We are underdeveloped. Personally, I've been operating as a long distance mom for 15 years now. I go once in 6 weeks time. My family are based in Uganda, I'm in South Sudan, and my husband works in Nigeria. So to be honest with you, it has been a very challenging experience. Life has taken through, a roller coaster experience, emotionally, spiritually, physically, being distant from the family. To be honest, being away from my children has been the hardest thing I've ever had. But through it all, by God's grace, we are still standing, and this space is basically to share about faith, family, and resilience. The resilience I talk about is the fact that we are able to pull through for 15 years. I have 6 children. The oldest is 20 in July. My youngest is 10. And if you're a parent and you are going through the same experience as myself, I want to encourage you that you are not alone. We are many. But I know that long distance parenting is not a common thing for so many people, although because of our context, it has become normal. So when we tell people we are staying away from our children, it comes as a shock to so many people. And it's even worse that we entrusted our children with complete strangers. The people who live with them are workers. However, we made it a point to ensure that their lives are never in danger. We have a complete support system to ensure that the children are safe in times of emergency, what have we been doing, and all that kind of thing. So basically, this space is all about that. And I felt like I should just come up here and show a face and put a face to the person who has been talking a lot about, family, faith, and resilience. I appreciate if you could just, drop a like. If the whole idea of long distance parenting resonates with you, I appreciate that. And if you would share this with someone you know, a mother who is also operating from a distance, that will be great. I would appreciate that. And the fact that this is my second time being on live and you dropped in, I don't take it for granted. Thank you so much. God bless you. I appreciate that so much. So if you would also go extra mile to subscribe to my channel and put some likes and double tap on the screen so that YouTube will spread the gospel for me on my behalf, that will be nice. I am a believer. My name is Stella. And I don't take God for granted, because I know through all these things that I've gone through, it would never have been possible. It's not of my doings. It's not by my power, It's because God has been faithful. He has been kind. And that's why the channel exists, to share with those who are going through a difficult time, those who are experiencing a same experience as myself, and also to get to know more about what is happening on the other side of the camera. So I would appreciate that. So if you would just be kind enough to drop a like, to subscribe to my channel, so that I will be, encouraged to come more often and to keep and to maintain this channel. I will not be able to do this by myself, but I'm sure that there are so many parents there who are also operating from a distance, like myself, and it's not an easy thing, because anything can happen to the children. They can be molested, they can accident, they can be tortured, they can be kidnapped. Anything can happen to these children. But, and we are aware, by the way, as parents, we are aware of all these kind of things. So we do our best to make sure that our kids are protected. But at the end of the day, we place everything in the hands of the Lord. Yeah? So the fact that you are able to stop by today, I do not take it for granted. I appreciate it so much, and God bless you. I'll give myself up to 15 minutes from now, and then we call it. Yeah? Would you like to share something special about yourself as well? Whether you're a parent, a wife, or if you can drop in the chat box where you're joining from, that will be awesome. If you can drop a like, that will be great as well. But basically, this space is to just share about family, faith, and resilience. Some of the challenges we go through as parents, as wife, husbands, not talk about operating from a distance. Yeah. Give me a second, let me come back. I'm just checking, someone is knocking. Welcome to my life. Thank you so much for dropping by. Your presence means a lot to me. My name is Stella. I am a long-distance mother, wife, and a humanitarian worker. I am up here to just give a brief introduction about myself and to share a bit of my history, my story with others, and also to find out whether it's a normal thing for you on the other side of the camera, or if you've ever heard of mothers operating from a distance. And I don't mean like 2 days, 3 days, I mean 15 years on the road operating from a distance. Because of the nature of my work, I live very far from my children, my husband also, and it has not been easy. Life took me through the borders of all of challenges, emotionally, physically, spiritually. But through it all, we thank the Lord for the fact that He kept us grounded. I appreciate if you can just drop a like. If you can share where you're joining from, that will be awesome. I'm streaming from Juba, South Sudan, a small country in Africa. We are actually we are the youngest nation in the whole world. We got our in 2011. Our country is not developed, and what should I say? Politically, we are not stable. For that reason, 75% of our, 70% of the parents in South Sudan operate from a distance. Our family members and children are in the neighboring countries, and we are out here for work, support the nation, support those who are in need, those who are not able to relocate in any way. Yeah. Just some of life experiences. And if anyone out there is undergoing the same experience, this is to just encourage you, not alone. We are many. I'm a believer, by the way. I know that some of the things that we went through would not have been possible. It is not by our might, but the fact that God has been faithful to us. So I don't take it for granted. Yeah. And the fact that you are here, I also appreciate that so much. I appreciate if you drop a like, subscribe to my channel so that YouTube will spread this gospel so that we can connect with those who are going through the same experiences. It's not an easy thing. Living away from my children, I think, is one of the sacrifices and the hardest thing I ever have to, undergo in life. And if it's possible, it is something that I would want to stop doing. But sometimes life just takes you through certain route and moments and experiences that you cannot avoid. But, ground yourself in God and ask for mercy and the strength and the perseverance, resilience to keep going. Yeah. Basically, I'm up here to introduce myself. If you've missed out on my introduction, my name is Stella. I'm a long-distance mom, wife, and I work as a humanitarian worker with one of the biggest organizations worldwide, helping the needy in the field, going to places that vehicles cannot access, and sometimes it gets so stressful, so challenging. Sometimes you just want to talk about it with someone. Sorry, I'm getting a bit emotional, but it's not intentional. And being away from my children has been one of the hardest things I don't know what else is going to be harder than this. But to have served and lived away from your children for 15 years in a row is hard. So if you know I'm out there, or a dad or a parents who are experiencing the same kind of, scenario, share with them. It will be also kind enough to subscribe to my channel and give it a like. I would appreciate that. Or leave an emoji so that I can know that you were here if you're joining me live. Yeah. Something a bit about Juba. What can I say? It's underdeveloped. It's I don't want to use this word because it's a poor country. Most of the roads are not tarmacked. If I tell you the whole nation, we don't have a tap water. Actually, we have trucks that bring out water, supplies water you buy and put it in a drum so that the water will be able to, to supply throughout the house. But we do not have a tap water. And we have River Nile, by the way. Maybe in the near future, things will work out. We do not have good schools yet. And then what else? We don't have good hospitals as well as a nation. And because of that, 75%, 75, I can say 85% of the parents in the whole of South Sudan is operating from a distance. Yeah. Most of our family members, for those who are able to relocate, we have our family members in the neighboring countries. That is the East African countries, Uganda, Kenya, Rwanda, Congo, and we have so many refugees worldwide. We have people all over the country, all over the world, US, Canada, UK, and most of them have gone there for resettlement as refugees due to the context politically. So as parents, most of us found ourselves in this kind of a dilemma where our children are kept in the neighboring countries for safety. And we have been operating like that. Personally, I've been operating as a long-distance mom for 15 years now. Yeah, and sometimes it's quite challenging, especially if in cases of emergency, if a child is sick, if there is an accident, or the nannies bail out on you. I have scenarios where the nannies would just abandon the home and go away, and we have to rush back home to ensure that the children are safe. And life goes on. However, much as I am, how do I say? Sometimes I feel emotional and stressed about it. I don't regret, because I feel like these are some of the prerequisites that we have to go through for this nation to be okay someday. These are some of the things that we have to go through to ensure that these are the prices we have to pay, to develop our nation. One thing I thank God for is the fact that we have peace after a long period of war. For 21 years, we had a civil war, but now things are okay. We are just going through a phase, and it's going to be okay someday. Well, basically, that is it that I want to share today. I don't know who you are, but I have a feeling that you've been there for a bit, and I am so thankful that you are there, even if you didn't say where you are joining from. Thank you. Yeah. The fact that you're able to give me a listening ear, thank you very much. If you would share with your friends, tell people about my channel, drop a like or even subscribe, that will be good. And if you know of a mom who is operating from a distance, please refer my channel to them. Probably we'll have a thing or two to share with each other and to connect. And being a growing YouTuber, and the fact that this is my second time going live, your presence means a lot to me, and I am so grateful. Even after I drop out of the live, please check my profile and tell your friends, your family about what's happening in this space. Is basically faith, family, and resilience. I'm a believer. I believe that by God's grace that I have come this far, and it would never have been possible for me to maintain and to take care of my children from a distance for a period of 15 years. That is not possible. And nothing wrong has happened for this long. And not to forget, my children are completely in the hands of strangers. These are not my relatives. These are people we pay to take care of our children. Anything could happen. They could molest our children. They could mistreat them. They could even kill them, you know. But the fact that God has been there to oversee our children, even in our absence, what more can I ask for? As a mother, there are some things I've put in place, you know, and I made sure that I have a strong support system, but that is not enough. It has been God. So I'm so grateful to God, and I take Him for granted. Yeah? I'm happy that you are here. I wish you all the best. I don't know what time it is for you now. For me, it is 8:15 p.m. Have a blessed day, and God bless you. God bless you so much. Thank you for stopping by. You've just come at a point when I'm dropping out of live. And my name is Stella. I was up here to just briefly introduce myself as a new YouTuber and to share a bit of my story as a long-distance mom and a wife and a humanitarian worker. Yeah. Until then, bye. Hope you'll join me next time. I don't know when I'll come up here again or whether I'll even get time. But if I do, please join. Check my profile, my goal, navigate through my channel and let me know what you think. Yeah? All the best, my dear. Bye-bye.